Tell us what you are doing and what is where you're at with this project.
So this one, it's pretty much complete, but then I want to work with like the same method on something else, like bigger and more three-dimensional. Like this is like flatter on the kind of wall kind of thing.
What is this made out of?
This paper.
Okay, so paper sculpture.
Like thicker paper.
Is this for your portfolio for 3D AP?
Possibly.
Okay.
Like if it's the wood thing, I'm kind of like giving up on it. It's really hard to carve.
Is that piece of wood you
and
got?
I can't find any tools, so
yeah.
I might give up on that one.
Okay.
And then so I'll just work with this, and then like another one that's bigger and then more three-dimensional.
Okay. I'm gonna put the AC on. Yes, it's hot in here, right? So, what is your objective here? What are you trying to accomplish?
Not sure.
You're not sure, but is this going in your concentration? Quality. Okay. Do you feel as though this is the best quality piece that you could put together?
Not yet.
Not yet.
What this was like more like an experiment.
Oh, okay.
The other bigger ones probably never be the final.
Okay, so this is like a model of it then, or is this going to be added on to, or is this just the trial?
Trial, like how to use the paper and like gluing it together.
Okay. What do you think is most successful about it?
Probably like letting the paper maintain the curves.
Okay. Do you think that it could be more sculptural of the paper? Yeah.
Because I work like flat first, and then I'm thinking about making it so it's like in the round.
Okay. Oh, you're going to make it so so this is totally not how you're thinking then.
Like,
yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to like curl the paper.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any suggestions, comments from what he's said or what he's showing?
How are you going to make it
I have like this ball thing in the middle. It's pretty much like you take just like loops of paper and then make another loop and another loop until like there's no empty space, and it'll be like a sphere. And then from that I could extend like more lines out of it.
Okay. Anything else? Let's not write right now. Let's talk to him, and then we'll have time to write afterwards. Why don't you whatever you're writing? Why don't you talk to him? All right. Tiffany, you were just writing. What are you thinking?
No, I was just saying that it was really interesting. It makes me want to know what kind of tools we use to make this crown.
Okay.
Because they look pretty easy.
Okay. Did you have any suggestions or things that?
It is a trial. I don't really know what to say. The bar looks good, but I'm sure after you add more to it, you start to think about it.
Okay. Anything else?
Are you gonna use colors or anything? Or
Yeah, I'm thinking about like dyeing the paper first, for the second one, and then cutting it afterwards.
What kind of paper are you using?
It's like thick watercolor.
It's the watercolor paper? Okay. Did you think about using different kinds of paper, maybe? Having, different thicknesses, or?
Like, right now, like, all the strips are the same size. But then for the next one, I'm thinking about, like, different widths, and then maybe different textures, like some smooth, some rough.
Right, and because that'll have give variation in it, for sure. Anything else? Jason?
You could play with light in this one.
Yeah, like, after I finish this, like, the shadows it creates when lights go through, so for the next one, I'm still, like, thinking about, like, casting light onto it to get the background to have some shadow.
Okay, for the photograph.
Yeah.
By the way, when you took your photographs, are you definitely setting it to those required standards that they've set? The size and the resolution?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so, because they seemed a little big.
A little big.
Yeah, but, I mean, if you say that they are, we'll have to check that out.
Is there like there has to be the standard?
It has to stay within that range for either
Yeah.
portrait or landscape. And if either one of those numbers are too high, like it looked to me like potentially the portrait, the length, or I'm sorry, the height of the picture was maybe a little big. So we have to check that out and make sure that they're the right size. Okay. And the resolution. Did you change the resolution?
Yeah, because it was too big to upload.
Did you didn't change the resolution on your camera taking it? Okay. All right. Then do it in Photoshop. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Katrina, you're writing. Tell us what you're writing.
I just think this curve
The curves are interesting. How?
the shadows.
Okay, and you know that his other work he used light, the dark room with the light behind it, and you know that? Okay, I don't know. Say I'll know what your concentration was. What do you suggest, or what do you think maybe you would like to see him think about using or experimenting with? Because it's good that he's doing an experiment with this. I think that it's giving him some ideas before he gets into it too much. Anything? No? Sunny? Thoughts? Be honest. What?
I was thinking about using different colors.
He just said that with Tiffany. Tiffany asked if he was going to use color, and what did you say? You're going to use what?
Watercolor to dye this
Okay, so like dip it in, or before or after?
Before I cut it, so it'll be like a little bit more random.
Okay. All right. That's cool. It might be interesting to do it, like, take the whole, like, to make like a bath of
And just, like,
pigment,
dip
dip it in. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Experiment. Jerry,
Yes.
any thoughts to share?
No.
We just talked about that.
Oh.
You're not listening.
Right.
2 people have already talked about color.
Use a color, yellow.
What?
Use a yellow color.
I was thinking more like a purplish.
Okay, so you're asking what color is he thinking of using? All right. Yeah, you're going to stay with one color or different colors?
Shades.
Okay, so values of color. All right. Okay. Jason? You're awful quiet.
I just said something.
What did you say?
I told him to use play with light.
Oh, with light. I'm sorry. That's right. Okay. All right. Nobody else? Blanca?
I'm going to use papers of the same width.
No.
He talked about that. You guys are not listening. You're asking the same questions. Come on now, pay attention. All right, go ahead, Patrick. You're done. You're out of here. Good job. You got a interesting idea, and I like that you're experimenting. And see, this is a student that worked very hard for AP Portfolio and has the ability now to use this last month to do quality pieces where he, it has time to experiment some. And he got all his other requirements done, his concentration is done, his photos are up, and now, he can really try to do a really good job on the last part. So I appreciate that. Because last year's students just slapped any old pictures in there to quality part. So I'm hoping that people will do extra work and make, full effort quality pieces for that part portfolio. All right, come on, volunteer, get it over with. You're all going today. We got an hour and 25 minutes here. Good job, Jason. Oh, sorry. No. Okay, so take this time while Jason's setting up. Finish up writing anything for, you were too shy to write something for Patrick. Go ahead, and if you don't want to put your name on it, you don't have to, by the way. How about that? We make it anonymous. If you feel like you don't want to be, you're not that kind of person to be mean.
Yeah, mine can be stuff done.
Oh, okay. How are we going to do it then? You want to just but how's it going to stay on the whiteboard? It's kind of heavy.
I need to hold it in. I
Those-
need to hold it for the thing on the cutout. Not big, so I'll just hold it on the ground. So I'll just hold it this way. So.
Okay, go. Well, no, you go. You tell us what you're doing. What are you doing?
I like babies, so I decided to make a baby.
You like babies?
And then I suddenly found out like the skull thing on top of the baby's head, so I did it. And then one day I decided to add wings on top of it, and then I draw a wing on top of it, and then I decided to experiment with a different style of graffiti stencil art that I've done recently. And I developed my style kind of out of it. You know, you see these slashing little spike things I will use for shadow. Yeah. And then I'm cutting it out because I wanted to do a stencil, but at the same time I'm gonna cut out all these for a model. As I'm gonna put it on top of another big sheet of paper, I'm gonna chase in all the stuff and then use markers to redo the whole thing, while I can remodify the sizes. Since this stencil have some parts that's not really nicely done. Get it?
Which part?
The baby's legs are not long enough, so the body is kind of not in shape with the head. That's what somebody said. Someone said it's not chubbier or some shit.
I don't curse. The proportions are, someone said the proportions were an issue.
Yeah.
Does it really bother you though? I mean, are you going, you know?
Not really bothering me, but then I was thinking because the other thing was I wanted to do, because visual house stencil could be do again and again and again. So then I was thinking I might take this down, spray the first time with black. The background is going to be black, the baby's going to be white, and then I'm going to make multi-layered, where I'm going to have the other color I'm going to use is, I don't know, whatever color I want to put it in some of the wings, you know, just minor parts to highlight.
When you're spraying it,
highlight the body or highlight some other parts. And then I might do another print, because with another print I want to try a dripping effect. You know.
A what?
A dripping effect.
Okay.
A black and white dripping effect, where in various parts I'm going to smear the parts and making it drip down as if the angel is melting down.
Okay.
And then for another one I'm gonna take pencil, trace the whole thing, perfect its proportions, use markers to draw it. So in the end, this thing can produce 3 pieces.
You think?
I think so, maybe.
But maybe more.
Yeah, maybe more. If I have eventually have more idea. But it's gonna take a really long time to cut this.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. All right. So, commentary. Everyone's gonna say something. So say something and get it over with.
Could you the cutout pieces?
About it. Yeah, I saved it. That's why I said I might even make another one. It's all inside the drawers.
Like, are they all gonna look like the same thing? Because you only talked about like using different like colors and like
Colors, mediums, yeah.
But then, like for the cutouts, you could like rearrange.
Yeah, that's why I saved all of it, and then I tried my best not to break any parts of the cutout, because if I wanted really to cut it really fast, I could just cut through different parts and make it really fast, but then it will all be scattered around.
Right.
And then so now I try to keep every part intact. So then when I'm done with it, I might even rearrange it with some of my other pieces, because they're all positive.
The positive and then the negative. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be interesting. That's a good point.
I don't have any idea.
Okay. Anything else, Patrick?
The legs aren't really that bothering me. It's the only thing is like you can't see the knee.
Yeah.
You can tell if there's a knee, so it looks short. But like when the cloth starts, if you make it look like there's a knee there, it's like foreshortening. So
you're saying like maybe use maybe I use the bodies those
Like a little bit of shadow for the dude, and then
Yeah, maybe I can use that as a second layer.
then people will think there's like a side there.
I know, that's not bothering me at all. I know that was a issue, but it's not like it's super realistic. Obviously, the baby skull and the wings and the crown and all
Because
that.
the part with this project I started, at first I just wanted to make a realistic baby, just stick it on some other thing. But then as I go more into it, I wanted to, find out more my style with stencil artists. Because, I look online and all around the world for different stencil artists, and I realized each of them have their own specific way of making a figure or something they would like to make out of it.
Okay. All right. Flora?
How are you gonna make sure those small pieces are not?
Yeah, that's really a tricky...
It's all
Um,
tape.
I don't know, they're like small. How are you gonna make 3 pieces of it? It's gonna.
This tape is really durable, and then every time the spray goes, after the spray goes down once, the spray will stay on top of it. They will even reinforce it more. So it's like a sticky glue. Yeah.
So you're
So the
relying
more,
on painting it to keep it together.
Yeah, I'm relying. Yeah, because every time I have the sticky adhesive thing, I spray in the bottom. Because one of the main things I put it down with the tape, because this tape is really hard to cut through.
Is it better if you want to lay it down? Because I'm worried about you holding it like that, so you can lay it down and we can still see it, right?
Like the sticky tape will stay on top of it, and then once I have the sticky adhesive back on top, it's like another layer that covers it, and then the spray paint layer goes over it, and it will stick. So yeah, it's not really like it's straight on. I'm hoping I like it.
Okay. Tiffany?
I was gonna kind of say the same thing like Patrick, maybe have a shadow or something around the legs, but I don't think it really bothers me at all. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think your eye's going there, right? It's going up, not down.
I mean the wings and
Mm-hmm.
the skull, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the wings are down there.
Yeah.
The part I was wondering was about the crown. Like,
Okay.
do you guys think the crown is done good, or do you think I should cut out the crown, or maybe redo the crown? Or do you think that's not where your eyes can focus on?
What do you think?
Like you don't really need the crown. It's like it's there, but then it
You don't
doesn't
really
have to be.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else have a...
I think you would focus more on the skull and
Okay.
So what, are you guys saying to cut the crown out?
No, it's like if he wants it, then okay. But if he doesn't want it,
Yeah,
it's not. Like,
I'm going to disagree. And you know why? Because I see it as it makes a balance of these feathers and that. Like it kind of, they work together well. Like if this was just the skull, it would just be like skull. But having the crown, it's like the wings, and it makes a flow go around of the, that sort of balance and a repetition. All right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Show, or flip that around so we only see white. Or if it's white, I don't know. Oh, all right. Here. So, if it was not there.
That's still white, dude.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I mean, I was not wanting print. But okay, yeah, do that. See what I mean? It cuts it off then. This kind of creates a good balance and a sense of, repetition that we tried to look for and create with the principles of art, right? Okay, who else? Yeah, Tiffany.
For me, like the crown part, I didn't really see it as a crown. I think it's good, kind of in a way.
Uh-huh.
It looks more like feathers.
Ah.
You know how when you cut like thread yourself, there's like that, those little pieces that kind of like a white thing of that.
Uh-huh.
I think it's good that it doesn't really exactly resemble the crown.
I think that's a good observation, and maybe that's an interesting thing to think about, the combination of the wings and then the fire you know, heaven and hell.
That's kind of the thing where I said where I'm gonna cut out all the pieces for the negative part, and I can retrace it down to the ground. Because with stencil, there's not a lot of details where I can put in because I need to let the paper stay intact.
Right.
And once I reprint it, when I'm just gonna do it with pencil and markers, I can really add in all the other details where I actually wanted them to be.
Okay.
So,
So you've been researching it of how different stencil artists,
yeah,
you know, do their production?
Yeah, because different stencil artists have different ways of cutting things and transforming it into an object. Because, for example, Banksy maybe instead of just cutting out the shadow part, you have the whole body part to be showing. And then there's the other guy where CT15, there's my old one, there was this other portrait where he will cut the face into different parts.
Okay.
And then transforming this whole thing to something else. And maybe some other artists will have little splashes going around the faces or something. I don't know. Well, for me, I decided to make the shadow instead of just a curving stuff to make it into like a little spike. That's with like my lips.
Okay. Alright, good. What else? Go ahead, Jerry.
What color is
The first color that I'm gonna spray down is going to be white. Background black, white angel. And then for the second and third layer, I can add in some other color to the shadow. Do you have any recommendations? Dark red. For the baby or the baby? Oh, the baby.
To me, the crown is like white.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For you too?
Now that they're saying that, I'm seeing that too, but I wasn't seeing that before. I was seeing it as a crown. But I see what they're saying. I think that's an interesting idea.
So maybe I could spray the crown red then.
So it has a focus. Rather than just monochrome.
Yeah, then I could. Yeah. So then.
Or maybe the heart. Are you gonna carve out the
I don't know if I should put any. Yeah, that's also the thing I wanted to ask you. Do you think I should put anything in front of the baby's body? I mean, I had that sign drawn because that's kind of the sign of chaos. And then Mr. Jones mentioned this thing is satanic. So I decided to name this piece Satanic.
Satanic?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking for the crown. I might for this stencil. I'll take out the crown and then I'll redraw the crown on top of a transparent paper. So then I could put the crown as a second layer. And then I might, if anything come to mind, design something for the body in the middle. So yeah.
Sunny? No? Is there anything in it that is like bothering you? In your own opinion. Anything about it that you like, your eye keeps going to it and feeling uncomfortable, or like, oh, this maybe needs focus. Even if it's something we said already, is there anything that you feel?
No, I think the feathers.
The feathers. Which ones?
That's not the like
Oh, watch your camera here. The ones falling?
individual, yeah.
And what? Why? What is it about that?
I think you should use another bigger background.
Okay.
So it feels like more
So you mean making this paper bigger? So then, how about if I shrink the feathers?
But then if you shrink the feathers, it's going to be this one.
Oh.
You could just like make other stencils of feathers on other pieces of paper and then get a larger piece of paper, spray that first, and then...
Okay.
Yeah, that they're separate. Since it's a stencil, that
Yeah.
you can use them, other pieces of stencil. If you remember watching Banksy on the movie,
Yeah.
he had them all, and then he taped them where they folded up because he's taking them out there to go, and spray paint on the street. What else? Tell me.
not the angel is too big, but I think it's too full for.
Too much going on?
Not too much going on, but if you change larger background, then it will be okay.
So you mean you'll be looking even better?
Anybody? More
More
professional. Okay, well, she's giving her honest opinion. That's cool. Anybody else? Anybody? Blanca? You're zoning out over there. Wake up. Nothing to say?
I think what Sunny meant was,
Louder, I can't hear
I
you.
think what Sunny meant was like she would like more space in the background, like spacious, because it probably your subject probably looks more isolated on the side of the movie.
You know what, I'm wondering if it would, I know you have your idea of how you want to paint it when you eventually get there, but, you know, remember the Andy Warhol paintings, like, remember the Elvis one?
Yeah, the floors.
And they just were like Elvis, 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 but they were all screen printed, and they had like a different, you know, amount of ink on them, and some were more dull, and some were different colors, and maybe, you know, to do like, I don't know, like 10 of these, and have them be different colors and different kinds of, you know, amounts of intensity of color, and some more vague in the background. That might be, you could actually get another piece out of it then.
You get a lot.
You put a lot of work into it, so I think if you can try to push it to be able to get some variation, you never know. And sometimes what you think of in the beginning can end up, as it goes on, that it gets better.
What happens all the time. Okay.
I know. Okay, good. All right, awesome. Next. Volunteers. Tiffany, what are you doing, girl? Okay, you guys write up for Jason while Tiffany's setting up. Write something nice, or write something mean. Write something mean, don't sign it, because then he'll come and spray paint your locker. Or maybe you want him to do that, because then when he's famous, you can sell your locker. Or he'll be in jail from spray painting the school. Vandalism. Sure, I don't know if Pamela would put you in jail, but she'd make you pay to clean it up, I would hope. No spray painting the school. Only paper. Okay, you see, I can't stand rolling them up. Let's see if we could use these, put it up here. We'll move this out of the way. Go ahead, see if you can get it up there. You have a couple? Okay. And now for something completely different. Ah. Okay. Oh, you need another one? Any more? Is there any on the thing there? I'll run over to my room and grab one more. Go ahead. So start telling them what you're doing.
I don't know how to explain it.
What would you call your project?
That I don't know yet.
How did you get it?
Oh wait, I missed what she said. What did she say?
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, for this, like, piece of artwork I wanted to do kind of like 4 different like drawings, and I just wanted to use like markers and use like monochromatic, like in black and white. And it's basically, I just wanted to play around with like shapes and stuff like that, and do like patterns, and kind of like based on like dreams and stuff. Like, I mean, it doesn't really symbolize anything, but it's just like something like dreams are all like really weird stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to like bring out, you know, like what I feel inside my little dreams. So
Okay.
It's not done yet, but it's possible.
Well, we all were hoping to bring something to critique where we weren't done, so that's why we could maybe help each other out, give some suggestions, things that you might not have thought about or seen, you know, when you're right up close on it. And especially if you, like Katrina just started something now, so it's going to be really, you know, not anything that she can say, you know, in the beginning and kind of hoping where she's going. Okay, so you guys talk first. Katrina.
From like this because like it's the images kind of remind me of like a human body cells and tissues.
But yeah, Tiffany, have you looked at it from far away? Why don't you sit down over here and
Those are my eyes are not really
sit down and have a look at it. And so, Katrina, was that what more? Did you have anything more to say?
yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. Flora?
Oh, like
Icarus.
Oh wait, they're talking. So let's go ahead. You guys tell us. What are you saying?
It's like the one to the left, you know,
Uh-huh.
in the middle, like the empty space in the middle. That's
Wait, point where you go. Show where you're talking.
This is kind of like the first one.
Where?
like this part.
Yeah.
It looks like a guy going like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
like wings for
I don't know what that's called, but there's a part of our brain that always tries to see things, you know, like when you look at a cloud and say, oh, it looks like a bunny rabbit. Like our brains do that all the time. There's a psychological term for it that I can't remember right now. But,
I know, but
so yeah, this kind of thing where you know, no Chinese. What are you saying in English? That, just that? Icarus, okay, maybe one of your titles, Icarus, they're saying. Yeah, so when you're doing something like this that's completely non-representational and very much about, you know, formal things of shapes and line, especially, that we're always trying to find something in it. You know, we look for a representation in some way. And as you I didn't see that, but as you mentioned that, I could see that. Or actually, it looks like these got, yeah, like the wings. So Icarus, I can see where they're coming up with that too. Anybody else then? Flora.
Are there add more black in the background? Or it's just, yeah, there's going to be a lot more black. I'm still thinking of what I look at.
Are you keeping it just with black? You're not going to use color?
For this one, it's just black and white.
I think that's a good idea.
It'd be too, like,
Yeah.
messy.
Well, no, I think it's you experimenting a little, because everything you've done is so reliant on color that this time it's very much more, you know, graphic, and you seem to be this one seemed to be, you know, you're working on two here, and you seem to be like freer with it. You don't feel so restrained. You're using color, and you're like, I've got to be representational almost all the time. Even the things you did, that one that was very surreal, you know, it still had that reality with using color. So now just using the black and white, it's allowing you to be, I think, more abstracted or, you know, non-representational. Jerry?
those one piece or
I'm still thinking, like, it's probably not going to piece together as one picture, but I just kind of wanted to go along with the same idea. Kind of like transform it.
How long have you been working on this? Do you know about? Were you working on this before spring break? So you worked over there in the other room, and I never see what you're doing, so I don't know how long. Okay, so not that long. You've gone.
I've been like brainstorming, so there's been a couple of times I was just like stare at it because I don't know what to add.
Okay. But I think the last time I saw it, you only had one. Right? Yeah, and that you have this other one. Okay. I think. Okay. Anybody else before I say anything? What do you? Anybody else?
I remember seeing the first one when I was working on it, and
Yeah.
I was like closer, and then between the lines there are like these like bubble things, and then but from like far away I can't really see it.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, so let's all go and look at it then.
The problem is
Get up, let's look at it closer, because now we've seen it from far away. Go look at it closer. Come on. Because there is a lot of detail. in there that I think you're not maybe appreciating from a distance. Let's see. Oh, look at the bubbles.
And I think the thing
Wow.
is like contrast. So like
That's
from
cool.
far away you can't really see it because they're kind of grayish instead of black.
Yeah. Are you seeing? Don't drool on it. Do you see it well?
Like for this one, I could see like, these really clear from far away.
Yeah.
But then for this one, like
This makes line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
so you
the...
can't see the things as you.
Okay. Anything else now that you're seeing it up close? Blanca? Come on!
Kind of like a fancy tattoo.
A fancy tattoo.
I'm sure she's still adding things.
Yeah, fancy tattoo.
Okay.
Nipples over here.
Well, yeah, she said... oh, Lord. Yeah. No, we're showing pieces that were not completed, so, yeah, she's still working. But do you have any suggestions or anything that she maybe didn't think about or no one said or any comment?
I don't know, because a lot of her strokes and shaded shapes create a kind of linear quality, so maybe something more.
Something more? Do some parts look a little they're very refined, and then other parts are not? They're not refined in that but she's not finished, right? You're not finished with this one, right? And you're not finished with the other one. You're still working both of them. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah, but the second one.
Hmm.
It's like when I'm close up over here.
Mhm.
You know, I don't look at this big thing that goes down over here.
Okay.
Then like when I go away, I can feel like, oh my God, there's something crushing down like a wave. And I see this over here when you're standing far away, but then we're close in, you know, you would start observing these small details instead of this big shape. So I was thinking like you could make it like a illusion kind of thing, you know.
Okay. Anybody else? Sunny?
What's this for? Kind of concentration.
Well, no, she's, in the honors class and doing a studio project. And, by the way, Tiffany has been given a major scholarship for Otis. So, last year, I don't know if I could be an art student. He's going to go to Otis in Los Angeles and got a really good scholarship.
Pizza party.
A pizza party, yes. And I think that I'm wondering if now that she got that, do you not feel her being a little more confident here than other things we've critiqued?
Yes.
Do you see that? That was the first thing that I thought when you put these up. And like that, you started this at spring break. Most of your other things, you've been torturing us of never, I can't get it done, I can't work, I don't know what to do. But you seem to be really going at it with these, and I like them a lot. And I'm kind of wondering maybe you should do more of them and have them be one piece, that they would fit together. Maybe like 2 more, and have that.
I have another, but it's not. Yeah.
It's different.
I mean, it's not in like marker yet. I just.
Okay, and yeah, it's total sketch mode. Well, maybe you want to think about that, of doing, maybe 1 more or 2 more, and have that be one big piece. I think that would be really cool. That
Maybe
they,
you can do the color version.
or Miss Color over there. She's,
Color.
I know. Well, the 2 of you are the color girls. Yeah, she's always. I don't think she could do art without color over there.
I can.
I know you could. I'm just kidding. Your sketchbook shows that. Oh, wait. Anybody else? Nothing else? All right. She's done. Who's next? We got, let's have Jerry.
What?
You're up.
Soon?
What are you showing? Come on, we're all going. Let's go get it done.
Soon.
Yeah, what do you mean so soon? We've already had a couple people go. 3 people. You're halfway. You're in the middle. You want the table?
Oh, just one.
Here. That's why I figured we could slide that.
Thank you.
Slide it over. Okay. Alright. So what is he doing? He's doing clay. And alright, is it done?
Not.
No.
Not quite.
Okay. So do you have a plan of what more you're doing? Tell us what you're doing.
Put a spike on it.
A spike?
Yeah.
Of what?
No, that's just spike when you put a middle. It looks
Like
more
the mold?
colorful.
With what though? Why were you, with clay or other material?
Metal. Yeah.
What kind of metal?
Any metal. Any.
Okay, but don't put that on there till I fire it, and then you'd have to glue it because you put metal on it, and then I can't put it in the kiln. Okay. What else?
They're gonna put in the glass shell and put it.
Why?
I don't know why. Because I'm lost. I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
So you got.
So he's lost. He needs us. Tiffany.
When you said you wanted to like put like stuff like that, it'd be really cool. I didn't know you were gonna like use metal strips. I think it'd be really cool if you could make the spikes like into like different shapes or like little figures you can put in. Like it doesn't have to just be like normal spikes, you know. I think that would make it be really interesting.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Go ahead. We'll go down the line. Let's go so it's fair. Jason, Patrick, Sunny.
Are you gonna make Are you trying to make this like a realistic kind of sculpt, or are you gonna put some random stuff, like not so realistic?
I think.
So that means you're gonna make it the key, you're gonna sharpen
Yeah.
When he set up the spikes and the punk thing, I remember I saw this like picture of a guy's painting, and then there was like a skull, and then instead of like, you know how punk rock they have like the hair sticking out like really
A mohawk.
they have it. He made it like so that it's like bones.
Ah.
So like he's pretty much saying like punk rockers are born with it, and then so like the bones are coming out of their head, and then like hair grows on too.
This is a painting?
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
it was like, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And then after what Tiffany said, like you could the whole the skull you could go with something realistic, but then with the spikes you could go with something more representational, maybe like instruments.
Okay.
Okay.
About the box. I wouldn't say the box is a bad idea, like Miss Jones said, because over the bridge, I went to this other contemporary art show. There's this guy's art. I think it's called Giorgio Posk. He did a lot of skull and expression painting. What I found was really interesting was his skull art, because part of the series was butterflies with a skull. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't even say butterflies around Flora.
You have all kinds of
Squeezing out
stuff inside. You have like a skull inside a box, and then he played around the box and the space inside the box. I think you could go search him up, and you'll know what I mean.
Okay.
You probably will find it.
Yeah, like the box doesn't have to be clear. It could be like you could draw onto the box and then add to like kind of make its own little atmosphere.
Well, yeah. So from what
They're giving you a lot of ideas over there.
So for what I was thinking, before you go on, continue on with the skull and the spike. I think the spike good, but then I think if you have like an idea in mind of what you want the skull with the spike on top to represent, it's easier to figure out what you're going to put inside the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can put a lot of crap inside the box and have a unified idea. Easier to go with.
Okay. Sunny.
I think it would be cool if full pattern, like a complex
Wait. What did you say?
on the square.
To draw after it's fired, or painting, and like what?
Like a really
Real what?
detailed
Detailed patterns. Okay. That's had you thought about what you were going to do after it was fired, like you fit with painting?
Do you think more color?
Yeah, the color idea is really good. A coloring idea is good. Maybe the more sunny main. Then I was thinking maybe you could something design that looks like a tattoo.
Yeah, like don't use the
Not instead of I think it's probably instead of just coloring the stuff. You know how he does African American pecans? Use that.
Sunny, what were you gonna say? Okay. So you're saying no on the spikes?
This shape is simple enough. So
I agree. I think that it's an interesting way you've done it, that, you know, it's realistic, but it's not realistic. It's squished, kind of. It's like, you know, especially you see it on the side like that, the way Jason's turned it now, for you to see it on that angle. And it has a nice surface of something to paint, like you're saying.
This part is like, instead of the hard pound skull, this is a...
Don't move it too much, because it's at a greenware state right now.
Curve going in, it's like an organ.
I think you should make 10 more.
More. You can make 10 more. And then you can make 10 more.
And then do what?
And then make them surrounding it. And
paint them different?
Yeah, each skull representing something. It's like you can make it like the dinner party. You know, where it surrounds the whole thing. And then each of them have a different meaning to it.
Okay, well, explain to him what that is, because he doesn't know.
Okay, so the dinner party was a project. Huh?
Oh, you told him?
Oh,
yeah.
So
Okay.
each triangle on top, each triangle had a different person inside it. And then, if based on what Flora meant for making 10 different skulls, you could probably make 10 different skulls. With an idea behind these 10 different skulls, which you could pick 10 different people, and each skull to represent them. And then you can draw unique stuff on top of it to represent each of the individual ideas. I think this is pretty good.
Do you think he needs to do 10, though? How about 3?
5.
5? Could you do 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Or make different animals.
But then, before you...
Really? You'd want the kitty cat skull?
That'd be cool.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. You have a sense of idea. And the score that is...
Okay, so...
The score that is...
Katrina, anything? Wait, listen to Katrina and Blanca, and we'll come back around. Go ahead, Katrina. Anything that's not been said, or no?
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe instead of spikes, smoking, and something.
No, we're not going to go there because it'll break at this point. Yeah,
So,
because right now it's at greenware, and yeah, that would kind of destroy it. All right, anything, Blanca? Starting with you next, because we get to you at the end, and then you don't have anything to say. You're up next for the next critique to talk first. Anything to say, or are you just scared of the skull? You're frightened. What? Come on. Okay.
Like less is more. I think it already has a pretty
Less is more.
complex structure to it, although it's just a simple scroll. And I think you can do much more, but just leave them one.
Okay, and you're agreeing with Sunny then, with put your focus on the painting, and then maybe considering then what Flora suggested of making more of them. So like right now it's cool, but it's kind of like Patrick, where he's got this experiment stage, and if you do more and make it bigger, or do something of like this repetition of it, it becomes a piece then. And then adding in the idea that Jason is saying of that those different things of, oh yeah, those are from Chris. But see, I don't like that. It ends up being, and why did you have to go and give him those now? And I didn't like them when Chris used them either.
Okay,
all right.
Here's the skull idea. Like one of the reasons why I like these skulls so much is because skull can represent a lot of stuff. Because with the simple idea, you twist the skull and then it'll become something new. So then, if you're really going to do a 5 skull, I recommend you, before you start with the 5 skull, you think about a idea
Mhm.
with the skull.
Okay.
Because if I would have started this project, I would start with the skull behind a revolutionary idea. You know, so then when I make it 5 skulls, and then I will specifically pick 5 revolutionary figure with a background that I could shape the design of, then imprinting it on top of the skull. You know, you can use the spike, but then if you're going to use the spike, you need to find someone with the idea that I can use the spike on top, or else it would be really weird.
So you're not saying for every one of them to have the spikes, just
No,
one of them?
No, just one of them.
Okay. All right.
With the spike and then your background, you like rock so much, like rock and metal. So maybe you could base this off with the history of rock. Make 5 of the skulls of different lead singer or lead guitarist of rock, you know, and then have just this skull with the spikes on top and the other skull without spikes for the different patterns. There's so many different options.
You got a lot of ideas there, so it's up to you to kind of filter through that, what you think works for you, and, you know, or you don't think any of it works for you and you want to just, you know, do your own thing, whatever your idea is. But I think you got a lot of good feedback there. Okay? All right. Who's up? Done? Okay, who's done?
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Who else? Katrina. We'll stay with sculpture since we have the table here. Okay.
I started this head. It's supposed to be like hanging in front. And I gave out the idea of giving it like eyes and mouth. So because it's not all that realistic. And I'm not sure what to add.
Okay, so how, you just started this,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of, she's in a, you know, it's kind of difficult to really have a critique when you just started something, and, you know, even if you have a full idea about something, if you haven't been able to do the production to be able to communicate that idea, it might be, or you're not necessarily certain of how the idea is going. Why did you decide to do a head? Like a challenge, or?
I had this image in my head when I wasn't feeling very
Okay.
like emotional.
Okay.
It's like a sad head. I don't see anything.
Okay.
But it has all the something like cloth or paper that can but then I don't really like the idea of having the skull, the eyes.
Okay. Why? She doesn't want it to have eyes or a mouth. She's wanting it to just kind of be an abstraction, and the only representation is that nose. So
Shouldn't this be kind of like a relief sculpture?
a relief sculpture?
Yeah.
Why?
Because from what she's saying, I could picture the thing that she's in mind, because I saw a lot of images with the idea that she's saying, how, you know, the guy's in agony and he's behind his cloth screaming and stuff, and you don't see his eye. You know,
You have your own image in your mind.
No, that she said she
She
didn't
said
want
that
that.
Are you thinking of the Magritte painting? No, it's not relief. I mean, she's put a lot of effort to make this rounded form, and that's mostly what she's done. And I think in some ways it kind of reminds me of a potential start of if you remember the Alberto Giacometti sculptures, the face, the head with the long extended body and the long arms and stuff, and the faces were like that, like they don't really have any feature other than the nose. Kind of. I don't know if you guys remember that artist. You do? Okay.
But like I've decided whether I can make this guy happy.
Okay, well, yeah, you said you were
Yeah,
sad or was not feeling well.
Originally, it was supposed to be like agony. Like,
Okay.
But then I tried to put a smile on him.
Okay. Anybody have comments, suggestions, questions? Tiffany,
I like the nose.
you like the nose? Why?
I don't know, it's just, it brings out like facial features. I know she doesn't like want to add like eyes or lips, but just like how like with the eyebrows and stuff, like the structure.
It's the only thing making us know it's a head, right? Otherwise it'd be just a ball in newspaper, right? It's, the nose is really the only thing that we got to work on. What? Go ahead, speak.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, pass the baton on. Go ahead. No? Jason? Do you have something to say? No?
Like, it's kind of like your project where this thing has done this possibilities is started.
Okay.
So I really don't know what I do.
Okay. Anybody have any suggestions? Out and just throw it out there. Something for her to think about.
It reminds me of
Picasso. Yeah, I think so. Which one? The one specifically I'm thinking of.
his paintings.
The Guernica painting
Yeah.
too. Remember that one with
Yeah.
the rounded form coming out? Yeah. All right. Sorry, we can't really help you. It's too early, but we'll maybe.
You might want to refine it.
Yeah.
So after it's more refinement, then you can move on with your own kind of your own direction, as just like you see monster. At first you started with something that was pretty weird, and you didn't really have any idea what it was. But then as you develop more and more, it becomes like, oh, it's sea monster.
Flora, will you write on yours for her? Look at Picasso, Guernica, and Giacometti. G-I-O-C. I have to write. I can't spell from my brain. I have to write. So, and then she could go and look and Tiffany. Put that on there for her, which I chose you because she's art history. Okay, and then maybe those looking at some of that online, maybe could give you some idea which direction to go, because that's what we're seeing in it, and oftentimes referencing art history is a good thing to give us then that we take our own, perspective with it. Okay? All right. Who else? Who hasn't gone yet? Sunny! You're not. You're up. You're up. You're up. Come on. Show us. No, I mean, we've got 3 more people. And I got, what? A half hour.
I've got more, but there's 7 not yet.
Okay.
This is my part of the AP contemplation.
Okay.
And my main idea is that, how do you say that? Like the same stuff that keeps repeating.
Repetition?
Yes. Okay. And then for this project, I'm trying to use the bottles and then stick them together and make it as like a box that can display things. So I'll first separate them, and then, but I will think of the things that I should display in this. So wait, that's the another question.
Okay.
Okay, for example, this is interesting.
Okay.
Then I'll put it in the okay, and then imagine.
Do you need help holding it up?
Imagine that this will be a box.
Okay.
And then so this will be inside it. You know what I mean?
How are you going to do that?
No, so that's why I separate them first, and then I'll carve one by one.
You're going to carve those? How
That's
Yeah, that's so hard. That's the
why.